Sopara the no Okoko them. Let us look at this what look like a coup planted by Oge Nkere against Dr. Ngozi Orabeze. We understand that Dr. Ngozi Orabeze was the chief of staff to Ekpa, and she was the one holding brief for Ekpa since Ekpa had been in custody of Finnish authorities. Remember that Ngozi Orabeze is the one that read Ekpa's speech. But in what looked like a coup, the Oge Nkere, who is the financial secretary, who have always refused to submit to Dr. Ngozi Orabeze, have now emerged as the new Prime Minister of Biafra in exile. This is a coup.
It's not a coup. Oge Nkere did not make any coup. He did not carry out any coup against anybody.
People say this is a coup.
It's not a coup. It's election. Not selection. It's election. Not arrogant power to himself. Okay, if you are saying that it's a coup, I may say that it was Ngozi Orabeze plot a coup.
Okay, why is it that the same Oge Nkere refused to submit himself to this woman before now? And this is a man who wants to lead and refuses to be led.
How can you lead a person who's supposed to lead you?
Is it because she's a woman that you both refuse to allow her lead?
I say forget about woman, forget about gender. Anybody can rule as far as you're capable to do it. You understand? As far as you're capable to.
What makes you think the woman have no capacity to lead? Okay. Is it because she's a woman? And this is discrimination.
How many times will you ask because she's a woman? Okay, look at it. You said that for the brief time, is the one that to handle the thing for the brief time. Now that the brief time, they give her a chance. When they give her a chance to expose her talent, to show what he can be able to do, she live short to the expectation.
Where did she go wrong, Mr. Okpara?
She go wrong because he wasn't able to hold the house.
Was it not the same Oge Nkere that refused to submit to her?
Not only Oge Nkere. In home front, they were divided. So they said he affected Biafra armed forces.
But this is a discrimination against the woman race.
Discrimination. Was he able to look at it? General Ghost.
Who is General Ghost?
One of the Biafra army commanders.
How do you get to know about that?
How do you know? Have you seen him on social?
I have not.
Okay, because you're not looking well. Journalists that cannot verify. Journalists that cannot go and search. That cannot go and investigate. You understand?
But as I was saying on the issue, why do you think they have to discriminate against Dr. Ngozi Orabeze?
Nobody discriminated against her, but she wasn't capable. The main Biafran army commander, Igwe Butuzo, was neutral. They both tried to convince General Ghost to follow Ngozi Orabeze. And the other side was the other side.
By the time you talk about capacity, does it mean she's disabled? Is her leg paining her, or she cannot function with her hands? And this is a doctor, for crying out loud, and everybody praised her in the one manner she piloted the affairs of the redeclaration of Biafra in Finland the other day.
What happened there is this. I have said the people don't want commotion. Biafrans are wise. They don't want commotion in that convention. That's why they allow her to do whatever she did. And the most important thing there is the announcement, the declaration of restoration of Biafra, which Biafra has become a nation of its own now, seeking for recognition. That's all. And they don't want it to interrupt. Therefore, they keep calm. And now, when they have come back home, they give her a chance to exercise what he claimed or what is eyeing to be. She wasn't able to perform.
Okay, now let me ask, do you think Dr. Ngozi Orabeze and those who are loyal to her will now submit to Oge Nkere, or there will be fraction and division among the ranks of the agitators?
They can do whatever they want to do. They have rights.
Would that not be a setback for the struggle?
It will be a setback for the struggle. Because this man, the finance secretary have the support of Biafran lobbies, Biafran backers, Biafra financiers, the Congress, American Congress, all of them were behind him, and they knew how his emergence. And the reconstruction committee or central working committee were part of the election that brought him in. When Simon Ekpa himself was aware of it. Now, Simon Ekpa has approved him as people have elected him. Now, what is democracy? Government of the people, by the people, and for the people. A government that somebody will not impose himself or herself onto people. That's what happened there. What happened? It's just like a planned adventure, a well calculated game. You know, before Simon Ekpa go to special duty that he went, he's supposed to have a second in command, but did not allow that thing to be. It seems that he have seen in the spiritual realm for him not to make a mistake by choosing who will be the second. If he choose who will be the second and this thing happen and that person is a wrong person, do you know that everything will have scattered? But he allowed time to tell. Now his temporary step aside have proven whom is whom supposed to be, whom the cap is fit to wear.
Okay, does the cap fit this man, the financial secretary? And what is his name?
Financial secretary, or yes, Oge, I think Oge Nkere. If the cap is not fit for him to wear, he could not have been at last been the acting prime minister or deputy prime minister.
Is it being accepted by everybody now?
It's accepted because the reconciliation committee or something like that, a body that was set up to bring the reconciliation, look into it. They are the one that organize it. Now, and I heard that Simon Ekpa himself was the one who give direction when the message reached him that this should be done. Ngozi Orabese step aside and let this be done, like whosoever. And now, in anonymous decision, the secretary to finance secretary took over. And if you wonder how the whole scenario happened, it seemed that Ngozi Orabese hijacked that post and become self-acclaimed deputy prime minister. Because if you want the whole scenario that happened on the conventional day, how she came up and announced the dissolved of the committee and do whatever she did, you look at that. It looks like she had been looking for opportunity like that to arrogate power to herself.
But Mr. If I may remind you, during that convention, nobody argued with her while she read the speech of Simon Ekpa himself. And thereafter, people saw her position as the chief of staff to Simon Ekpa as a better position to hold brief for Simon Ekpa while Simon Ekpa is in captivity or rather in custody. Why do you think the people refuse to submit to her, rather choosing the financial secretary?
Now you see what happened to that convention that show you that Biafra citizens are wise people. The real Biafra citizens are wise people. They know that if they rise up to interrupt her, the convention will end. There'll be commotion, which make the Finland police to come and block the convention. Then the enemies of Simon Ekpa, the enemies of restoration of Biafra will laugh. I said it that Simon Ekpa is a perima. Simon Ekpa have ruled them and take this in cover up, say police hold him. This is set up. But Biafrans are wise people. The grace of God is upon them. They take it calm and patient and let everything took place. And the major thing there was the declaration of restoration of Biafra, which have done. Then they came back home and said, no, we will disagree with you. And if you want,
is it because she's a woman that they refuse to allow her lead?
Forget about that woman. Anybody can rule. If you come into gender, anybody can rule. But the role she played, whatever that comes out to it, and the decision of the Biafrans.
Are you indicting her?
I am not indicting her.
Which role are you talking about? The role she played?
The role she played, that how she rise up and dissolve the committee without informing anybody. And this part of the thing that made those people she dissolved to go against her. First of all, before you dissolve, you call people. You know that I was sometimes praising her, calling her Iron Lady of Biafra, because he has his own camp.
But it is not a coup against Dr. Ngozi Arabese by the financial secretary, who is now seen as the new prime minister of Biafra.
It's not a coup. If it will be a coup, Ngozi Arabese could be accusing that she want to do a coup. It's not a coup. This is a people's decision. People's decision. Even if you watch, for that period of the days that he then there as a deputy prime minister, even in Biafran armed forces, there was a division. There was a division, which means if she continue, she may not be able to hold the water. If she continue, the can you take to carry the water will be like a basket that can hold any water.
But is it because she's a woman? Of course, this looks like a coup.
Not like because she's a woman. Okay, is it a coup that Biafra lobbyists and white men brought against her? American Congress brought against her. All the whole commanders of or representative of Biafra all over the world go against her. The whole people go against her now because they have given him days to test to whether he's fit to be there. And the days they give him for test, they give her for test, nothing is happening. There's a division at home. That the division in front line. They said no, you cannot control like this. So they don't want Biafra to be like Ukraine, that Zelensky that destroying, no replacement. So they have to replace immediately. And if you watch, the people that raise voice at initial stage that she's not capable, what she did is wrong. Now they have been verified. People like Raf, Chiamaka, Ajere, people like Swami Akparawa, they have been verified now. You understand that what they said that time was right. This is why sometimes we don't, if a thing.
Okay, if I may ask, did they seek her consent? Because you are saying this is not a coup, but of course it looks like a coup because if you are saying she's the chief of staff, everybody has spoken that as the chief of staff, she's the most qualified to hold brief for Ekpa while he is in custody. Now we are seeing her replacement, and do you think they sought her consent?
No, some it's not a coup, as I said, because it was someone Ekpa that gave the direction, the directive that so should be done. And when it is done, the law to fall on financial secretary Oge Nkere. The law to fall on him. That is not a coup.
But the man Oge Nkere, when Dr. Ngozi Arabese have not been accused of any wrongdoing, from the beginning, he refused to submit to Dr. Ngozi Arabese. Do you not think he should be justified to have people submit to him?
Now, he did not force anybody to follow him. And if you watch, there are only 3 or 4. Raf, Ajere, Chiamaka Ajere, Akparawa, Sonny Akparawa, he himself and the other guy, I think they are only 4. Ugo 24, which is now up that platform, John Ngozi Arabese. And in the whole media model, these are the only people that follow this man. And they did not rebel because she's a woman or they want to plot coup. They rebel because that's what they're supposed to do. They did what they're supposed to do. They don't want to follow others to say yes where they are not supposed to say yes.
But the question I'm asking is this: Oge Nkere refused to be led And does he expect to lead people and to follow him?
People will follow him if he is justified. People will follow him because he was chosen by the people. Do you understand? He did not arrogate the power to himself. He don't forcefully take it or announce himself, impose himself to up people. He said what this person is doing, that he cannot abide with it. And people went into and reconsider why he did not abide under Ngozi leadership. And then discover that he's right. And they willingly they choose him.
Okay, there is this accusation against Dr. Ngozi Arabese that is working for Nigerian government. This is something you have knowledge about.
The way things were happening, I may say yes. At last, I may say yes. That is working with the government of Nigeria. Because where can you come? You are struggling to bring your people out of Nigeria. And you are still associated with Nigeria fully. Are you a politician?
But why do you think she's associated with Nigeria fully?
Now, I watched one of her interview confession this morning on X, where she admitted fully that he was full pass and parcel of People's Club. And the People's Club are baptized on SNDibo. Then how can you be working with a People's Club baptized on SNDibo? And you are struggling to keep Biafra, which Ohanas and Igbo kick against it. And you are still with them, dialing and working with them. They do not see you as enemy. They see you as part of their own. And you are still working against them. Don't you know that something is fishy?